Hello guys, good day. So today we'll be discussing the design of irregular sections. So this is the stress strain diagram of your irregular section. As you can see here, the strain diagram is just similar to the rectangular beam. So we still follow the strain at the neutral axis is zero and that it is linear proportional to the extreme compression. So this is 0.003. The 0.003 is to the extreme compression fiber. Okay, and then we have the net, the strain on the extreme tension, and then the strain on the centroid of your reinforcement. So the stress diagram is just similar. However, one different here is the location of your compression force. Okay, so it should be acting uniformly on this entire area. However, that centroid of the compression force is no longer acting at the distance, the depth of compression block over 2. Because, take note, no, the area of this compression block is not at the uh, A over 2. No, it should be the centroid of this irregular compression block. Okay, so thus, the distance between these two forces is now D minus C. So the procedure on how we design regular sections is just similar, or rectangular section is just similar on how we will design these irregular sections. Okay, so we will limit the strain here up to tension control section, which is equal to 0.005 for a tension control section. So we will limit that for our design up to a minimum value of 0.005. We derived this last time that if we will limit that to 0.005, so our C will be also limit to a maximum value of 3 over 8 of dt. Okay, by ratio and proportion, if you have 0.005 here, your C will be limit to 3 over dt. So that will be our limit on the design of a tension control for a singly reinforced beams. So let's start to solve this next on this problem number one. Okay, so we have this is problem number three of our discussion in about the irregular section. So we're done with the analysis. Now let's design naman. Now for this problem, the beam is to support the given load as shown. If FC prime is 40 megapascal and Fy is 276, stirrups diameter is 10 millimeter, and concrete cover is 40, determine the number of 20 millimeter bars to ensure adequacy. Okay, so anyway, before we check the adequacy, so we actually need to solve the maximum moment of this beam. So the maximum moment, so this is already factored. So we have mu is equal to WU L squared over 8. This is just a simply supported beam. So 40 times, this is already factored, so we don't have to perform 1.2 dead load, 1.6 live load, or any load combination. So WL squared over 8. Okay, so later, we will compare this value to the value of the capacity. Okay, so what is the answer here? So we have 40 times WL squared over 8. So we have a moment of 125 kilonewton, 125 kilonewton meters. Okay, so we have to check. Anyway, we have to design pala. No, we have to design a triangular beam section which can carry this factored moment of 125 kilonewton meter. Okay, so 125 kilonewton meter. So let's start the design. Of course, since this is a simply supported beam, we have to position the tension reinforcement at the bottom of your triangular section. So, ito yung magiging shape natin. Okay, so we have a moment, FC prime, Fy, diameter of the stirrups, the concrete cover, and the diameter of the bar. Okay, let's draw the stress strain diagram. Okay, so this is your strain diagram, triangular. Again, the strain on the extreme compression fiber, so in this case, the apex of this triangle, so that is equal to 0.003. That is the maximum allowable strain for the concrete. So this is the neutral axis C, and this is your ET, which will be also equal to your ES. Okay, so now let's solve the effective depth. Okay, so the effective depth is the total depth, 600. So we have these, of course, we still need stirrups here, even we have irregular section. We need stirrups, no? So we have concrete cover, stirrups, my stirrups, then the diameter of the bar over 2. So therefore, the effective depth is equal to 540 millimeters. Okay, so let's draw this will be the depth of compression block. So if we will draw the stress diagram. So this will be the stress diagram. So the stress that we have here, the uniform stress, acting on this area of compression block. Okay, so the compression force here is no longer 0.85 FC prime A times B because the area of compression block is not A times B. That is not a rectangular area. It is the area of triangle. So we put here AC, area of compression block. Okay. So how do we solve this area of compression block? So this is just the area of this triangle. So let's say the height is A and then the base is X. So dadami yung unknown natin. So we have to compute the value of A in terms of the value of X in terms of A. So we can solve this using ratio and proportion. Okay, so by ratio and proportion, so this area of compression block is similar to the area of your triangular beam. So by ratio and proportion, so we have base over height of this smaller triangle is proportion to base over height of this whole beam. Okay, so with that, x is just equal to 8. So we can replace now the area of compression block. This one, this triangle. Instead of writing AC, we can write this area. No, x is just equal to a, so therefore area of triangle is 1 half base times height. So we have 1 half a squared. Okay, so anyway, what is the location now of your compression force? So take note guys, so the location of compression force is not on the center of A. Because this is not a rectangular area of compression block. It should be located at the centroid of this triangle. We know that the centroid here from the bottom is 1/3 of A. To the top, that is 2/3 of A. The measurement of the centroid of this triangle is 2/3 to the top, no, of this triangular compression block. So if this distance is from the extreme compression to the centroid of your area if is the effective depth. Therefore, the distance between these two forces is D minus 2/3 of A. Okay, we begin on using the moment of equation. Diba, once we design, we always start with the moment equation. Okay, we just use compression or compression taking moment about tension. So that we can solve here the depth of compression block. So compression, so again, when we design, okay, when we design, we always use a reduction factor of 0.9 so that our design will be in tension control section for a maximum capacity. So we have the compression force, 0.85 FC prime, 1 half A squared. So we will substitute that here. We have the effective depth. We have the distance between the two forces. Okay. So as we substitute C, so we have 0.85 FC prime, 1 half A squared. Okay, so we substitute phi mn. So on the design, we always equate the the phi mn to the factored moment. So equate lang natin yun dyan. So therefore, our phi mn will be also equal to your factored moment. So let's substitute. So phi mn will be your mu. 125 times 10 raised to 6. Let's just convert this into Newton millimeter. So 0.9 times 0.85 Fc prime is 40 megapascal. 1 half A squared. This is the area of compression block. D minus 2/3 of A. So the value of A is equal to 134.713 millimeter. So let's store this value at A. So after that, so since uh, we assume first that this is a singly reinforced beam or only tension bar are required. So we have to check if it is really tension or if it is really doubly or singly. So we have to check the strain at this point. Okay? Or we can check the strain here. The strain should not exceed 0.005, no? Or pwede naman na dapat yung value ng C should not, I mean, for the strain, for an SRB, okay, the ET should not be less than 0.005. Or possible, the C should not exceed, dapat yung ET pala is greater than 0.005. But for if we have C, it should be less than the value of C max natin, which is 3 over 8 ng TT. So it's either of the two, we can use that to check if it is singly or doubly. But I guess mas madali kung yung C na lang. Ang C max na lang ang i-compare natin sa actual value of the C. So let's solve the C. So we have this relationship, A is equal to beta C. Okay, so beta here is, okay, so what will be the value of beta if Fc prime is 40 megapascal? Diba? That will be 0.85 minus 0.05 over 7 multiply to 40 minus Fc prime. Okay, 28. So, beta now will be equal to 0.764. You store this value at P. Okay. Let's solve the value of C. Stored value A, stored value B. So that is equal to a value of C, 176.261. This is the actual value of C from this moment equation, the A, coming from A. Now, we compare this value to the maximum limit of T over 8 dt so that our area or our B will be in tension control. So it should not be exceed to 3 over 8 dt, or that is just equivalent to the strain which will not be less than to 0.005. So let's check, no, the value of our C max. That is equal to 202.5. So far, the actual C does not exceed the C at tension control limit, or we set this to a maximum value of C. With that, okay, so we have to design this as a singly reinforced. Okay, so what's next? We can use now the equilibrium, so since our goal here is to solve the area of the tension bars. So let's use equilibrium. Okay, so we know that compression force is just equal to the tension force. So let's substitute. So C is 0.85 Fc prime 1 half A squared, and then tension force is ASFY. Take note, class, the Fy here is always yielding. It should not be Fs. It should be a yielding Fs, which is equal to Fy. Okay, for the design, it should be always yielding. Okay, so we already have the value of A, so our unknown here is just AS. Okay, so let's substitute. We have A stored at A, Fc prime of 40, Fy of 276 megapascal. So we can solve here the AS. This is the required area based on the moment of 125 kilonewton meter. However, this is not yet the final answer unless this is greater than to the maximum area of the minimum area of steel required by the code. So we have no minimum area of steel required by the code, 1.4 FYBWD. But how is it always BW times T? So what will be the BW here? Is it the BW times the effective depth? No. No, if we have a regular section, the BWD is actually the equivalent area up to the effective depth. Last time kasi, if that is a rectangular beam, so BWD lang siya. Ito, rectangular siya eh. So, BW times D. However, this is no longer a rectangular area up to the depth of compression block. So, meaning, hindi lang dapat siya gagawin BWD. It should be the area uh, up to the effective depth. Area up to the effective depth. Not the compression block, no? Up to the effective depth. So, we have to solve that area. Okay? So, solving that area of triangle, so we need this base. This will represent the base of this triangular area. Will serve as the area of our BWD. Okay, so by ratio and proportion, so we have x. Okay, this triangle is similar to the bigger triangle. So we have x1. This is up to effective depth, no? So x1 over effective depth 540 is proportion to 600 over 600. 600 over 600. So we can have this triangle, 500, or I mean the width of this triangle, that is 540. So we now compute the BWD, that is just the area of this triangle, 1 half base times the height. Okay, so the BWD is 145 times 800. So we can now compute this AS mean, 1.4 FYBWD. Okay, so that is 739.565. Okay, so next is me 0.25 FC prime over Fy BWT. That is equal to 835.254. So as per code, we have to select the largest value of the minimum steel area here. So the governing minimum steel area is 835.254. Okay, so what we are going to do is to select the largest. No, of course, this is the required and then this is the minimum. So actually, you just need to select larger value from these minimums and the required steel area. So that will be the governing steel the steel area to be used in solving the number of bars. So as we can see here, ito pa rin nag-govern the required steel area. Okay, still greater than pa rin siya sa minimum. However, if this value is less than the minimum, so use minimum value. Okay. So now let's determine the number of bars. For the number of bars, just divide the area of governing area here. So divided by the area of the individual rebars. So the diameter of the rebar is 20 millimeter. To get the area, 20 squared pi over 4. That is equivalent to 3.558, but we don't have that number of bars, so you should round up that value to 4. Okay, so that if we round up this capacity now will be larger than this required factored moment. Okay, so as you can see here, similar procedure of design from moment of equation to the equilibrium equation, same procedure. Okay. So for analysis, di ba, we start with the equilibrium and ends with moment equation. So for the design, we start with moment equation, ends with equilibrium. So the only difference here is the area of compression block. It is no longer A times B. Aside from that, the location of the centroid of your compression force, C. Okay? So next problem. Problem number 4, determine the number of 20 millimeter diameter bars to adequately support a maximum moment of 170 kilonewton meter. Use Fc prime of 28 and Fy of 415 megapascal. Stirrups diameter 10 millimeter and concrete cover of 40 millimeters. The top width is 300 millimeter and the bottom width is 350. The height is 500. So this is the dimension of the beam. So we have a 170 kilonewton meter to be designed using this trapezoidal beam. So the location uh, of the tension reinforcement is located at the bottom. So meaning it will resist positive bending moment, no? So meaning this is a positive bending moment. Okay, so let's solve this given the following parameters and the factored moment. So let's draw here the effective depth. Okay, so the effective depth is located here. So let's solve the effective depth first. Of course, may steel cover pa rin to, and then the stirrup. So total depth minus concrete cover. We assume singly reinforced, no? Every time we design, we assume that it is a singly reinforced. So 500 minus 40 minus stirrups and the diameter of the bar. So that is 440. Okay. So anyway, I will no longer draw the strain diagram since we just have the similar strain diagram. Okay. And any cross section have the same strain diagram. So let me just draw the forces from the stress diagram. Okay, I'll draw the depth of compression block. So the area of compression block here is trapezoidal, meaning this is a regular section. So again, the only difference in a regular section is just the area of compression block is no longer rectangle. So it is really hard for us to identify the centroid, no, if we have a trapezoidal. Okay. We can get the area of this trapezoid. However, the centroid of that, uh, 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 okay siya kung you memorize if you know the centroid of the triangle. No? What if nakalimutan mo na yung centroid of the trapezoid rather? Ano ba yung centroid ng trapezoid? Okay, so kung nakalimutan mo na, okay lang yung class. What we are going to do here, instead of considering this whole trapezoid, we will divide this into common areas. So those are rectangle and triangles. So divide lang natin sila. So remember, we have this similar problem from the analysis problem that a if we divide the compression block into separate areas, so we have to compute their forces separately. Okay, for this rectangle, we have to solve the force located at the centroid of this rectangle. Okay, let's say, dito yung centroid niya. Force that is nasa gitna ng A. Okay, so at the middle height of A, the centroid of this rectangular area is located. So we solve the compression force acting on this rectangular area. So we know that the force is stress times the area. So stress 0.85 Fc prime is the stress, and then this is the area of this rectangle. So A times 300. Okay, next. For the triangular naman, okay, so this is the centroid of this triangle located at 1/3 from the base and 2/3 to the height. Similar to this triangle, so they have the similar location of the centroid. Okay, so similar location of the centroid. So, pag-join na lang natin yung dalawang triangle na yan into its one horse. So, we will combine these two triangles. So, we have area of triangle, 1/2 base times height. So, yung base natin is 2x and the height is A. So, the compression force, so we'll just combine the two triangle, no? Since they have the similar centroids, similar position of the centroids. So, we'll call it C2. Okay, the uniform stress times the area of this triangle, 1/2, height, and then the base of 2x. So, let's say this is x. Next, the tension force. The tension force is the location, is the force at the tension bars. So since this is designed, that is ASFY. Okay, we need to identify the distances of the force from the tension, of the compression force to the tension forces. So what will be the distance of these two forces? Okay, so if this is D, if and then the compression force is located at the mid height of A, so ano na lang itong distance na to? Do you agree that this is D minus A over 2? Next, C2 to the tension force. Because later on, we need these lever arms, no, in getting the moment equation. So what will be the distance between these two forces? So we know that this centroid is to the top is 2/3 of A. So therefore, the distance between these two forces is D minus 2/3 of the depth of compression. So we can now use the moment equation. Again, in getting the in using moment equation, just use the forces, taking moment about the tension. Compression force times the going to the tension, taking moment of compression forces. Okay, so let's start. So the VMN is reduction factor times moment of C1 going to the tension. Okay, then C2 going to the tension force. Okay, so we separate the two. Instead of using one force for this compression block, we separate it to two forces so that we can easily identify its individual centroids. So now, um, however, we have additional unknown here. No? Hindi lang A, di ba? Dapat after moment equation, you can solve the value of A. So, however, we have here the value of X. So, we should replace this X in terms of A. So, let's look at this triangle. By ratio and proportion, so this triangle should be similar to this bigger triangle. Okay? That should be similar. So, what will be the width of this triangle? This is 300. Okay, what will be the remaining here? Of course, this is just a symmetrical, so we have 350 minus 300, so we have remaining 50. So may 25 ka dito, you also have 25 here. So this is 25. Okay? So by ratio proportion, x over a is proportion to 20x over a proportion to 25 over, what is this distance? 500. So therefore, x is equal to a 0.05 of a. So we can now replace this C1. Ito naman siya. No? Yung C2, palitan lang natin siya. If we have here 2, we can cancel this. Okay, so cancel, cancel. And then we will just replace x, okay, by 0.05a. So therefore, what will be now the value of C2? So we'll just replace it. C2 now will 0.85 plus FC prime of 0.05a squared. Bakit naging a squared? So we have a here and then the x of a then. So a squared. So 0.05 is here. So we just substitute VMM, the capacity, you will equate it to the factored moment, 170 times 10 raised to 6. C1, 0.85 FC prime, A is unknown, times 300. This is the area of the compression block of this rectangular area. B minus to A over 2. And then the other one is 0.85 FC prime. Area of these two triangles, 0.05 A squared. D minus 2/3 of A. Solving for A, so we have 64.187 millimeter. Okay, so after that, we check if it is singly or doubly. So we solve the value of C. So solving C, we are required to solve the value of beta. However, beta here is just 0.85 since FC prime is 28. So let's solve the value of C. We have A over beta. A stored at A, beta is 0.85. So anyway, 0.85 is beta. So the value of C is 75.14514. Okay, so let's compare that to the maximum C. That is 3 over 8 of D, dt. Since dt is just equal to D, so we have 165. It should be dt. 3 over 8 of dt. Anyway, equal lang naman si dt tsaka d. So that is 165 millimeters. So as we can see here, the compression force is still, the C, the distance of the neutral axis, compared to the maximum C is still less than pa rin to dito. So, the actual C is still less than the tension control limit na C. So, therefore, this is still tension controlled. So, we designed this as single reinforcement. After that, we use equilibrium. So, we equate the compression forces to your tension force. Okay, compression forces, no? Kasi we have two forces. So, C1 and C2 must be equal to ASFY. So, we substitute C1. C1 is this one, no? Yeah. And then C2 is this one. So, or pwede rin ito na lang din. C1 and then C2. C1 and C2. Okay, is equal to ASFY. So, with that, mas solve natin ngayon yung value ng AS. This is not yet the final answer unless this is larger than the minimum steel area. Okay, so what is the minimum steel area required by the code? So 1.4 Fy over BWD and 0.25 squared FC prime over Fy BWD. So what is BWD? The area of this, no, up to the effective depth. So this area, this trapezoidal area up to the effective depth. So we need to get this area. Okay, the area up to effective depth. So we have now this is just a trapezoid. We need to get the area of this trapezoid. We have B1. We don't have, we have the 300, but we don't have the another base. So we have to solve this base. To solve that, we can use again similar triangle. So this triangle, we need this base I mean distance, no? So let's say this is x1. So pag na-solve mo yan, i-add mo na lang yan. So we have here x1. So, and x1 on the other side. So this is 300. So just add x1 to x1 doon sa 300. So, using ratio and proportion, we have x1 over 440. X1 over 440 is proportion to 25 over 500. So, this is your ratio and proportion. No? So, solving x1 will give us 22 millimeters. So, therefore, 22 magkabila, 22 here, 22 din dito. Kasi this is from this point, this is 300. And we have here 22. We have here 22. So, therefore, B1 is 344. Wait, 344. So, we can now solve, no, the area of this trapezoid, which is equivalent to our BWD. So, that is just area of trapezoid, B1 plus B2, B1 plus B2 over 2 times height of this trapezoid, 440. Okay, so our BWD is 141.680 square millimeters. So, let's substitute that here. 1.4 over Fy BWD. The answer here is 477. So, that is minimum steel area. And then the other minimum steel area, let's substitute that here. 0.85 FC prime over Fy times the BWD of 141,680. The minimum steel area is 451.627. So the governing steel area, so we just need to compare these three. So let's just select the largest value. Within the two, the governing minimum steel area is this one, 477. And then you need to get which is larger, the AS and the minimum steel area. So anyway, the required steel area still governs. Okay. So we can now identify the number of bars. So to solve the number of bars, it is just area of the steel reinforcement over the governing steel reinforcement here area no? Over the individual bar. So that is 3.553 or 4 pieces. So that's it now for the design of the irregular section.